working for Sky for the last few years, but hey, when you hear the voice, folks, I'm sure you'll recognise them. And also great to have a media celebrity, and that's what I'll politely call them. I don't mind calling them that, because we want more people from the external media to come to our sport, and we can show them and educate them as to what a cool sport we are and a good family. Look at these kids down here. That's all our folks. They're kids on 150s having fun in our sport. We've got a pathway for the future with these guys as we get ready to go racing for our opening motor. Off the line, oh, big wheelie there. Oh, the number 11, Georgia. How good was that on the Helicraft machine? Oh, the Joe's Garage last night wasn't enough to hold her down. Must have been too lean on the pizza, I think, as she got a massive wheelie to take off. But she's one of our new sensations, Brad. 20 years of age, aircraft engineer here with Air New Zealand, and away to escort you.
Yeah, this is awesome. So a lot of girl power actually in this one here. We've got 3 of the girls out there. Olivia Goddard on the Yamaha R15 as well, and Billy Fuller, she's on the Gixxer as well. So brilliant to have 3 of the 7 ladies out there competing, and the sport's in good hands with the man out in front at the moment, Cormac Buchanan. Look at how low he gets through there, and lap record hunting as well. He obliterated his own lap record yesterday and went to a 156.7, so he took over 2 seconds off his lap record from last year. And overcast conditions with no wind, this will suit him right down to a T. So have a look at this one here. When you win by such dominant margins, you don't have to be pushing, but Cormac Buchanan is a truly class act. So this one's one to watch out for, but not having his own way, this is going to be all on here. So we've got Samuel Guthrie on the 34 machine, a young man from the Canterbury area, does a lot of laps around here, so he'll be one to watch. Another young man with a big potential in New Zealand road racing.
Oh, great to have Sam's family here with us yesterday. Want to talk about Father Shannon and Granddad Neville, all involved in the sport. And we'll get little Lucas as well, because he's going to be up in the kids' demonstration at our lunch break here today as well. So fantastic to see 3 generations of a great family who love our sport of road racing, Brad. Cool story.
Yeah, this one here is into the Southern Salvage S's. It's a beautiful overcast day here, which I know when you say a beautiful overcast day, you're not meant to talk about the beach, you're talking about lap records, you're talking about the optimum track temperature. You don't want it too hot because it breaks up and gets a bit slippery, but this is perfect at the moment. So Cormac Buchanan leading from Sam Guthrie. A little bit of a few battles going through the dipper as well. This is going to be cool. And we've got our Gixxers out there as well as the Yamaha R15s. They're all going to call the Super Sport 150 all combined in a championship class. But the Gixxer air-cooled machine versus the liquid-cooled Yamaha, so a little bit underpowered, but should be some good racing. And already there's a fight out of the turn 10 sweeper, and this is going to be all on. Cormac Buchanan in charge of this one here. We go back to the number 34. Sam, he's keeping in touch with him at the moment, so on a 6-lapper. Let's see if he can just keep pace there. We go back to Olivia Goddard and Georgia there. Some girl power fighting out for 3rd and 4th place. Then we go back to the Gixxer 3-way fight. Hamish Boyd ahead of Billy Fuller and Oliver right there. So this is going to be cool. We've got 1 lap down, 5 lap to go in the first race of the day.
Wow, so there we go, and it's all on. As we saw yesterday, the Gixxers, it might be that lesser powered bike, and nothing wrong with that. It's certainly no insult to the brand, far from it. It's more importantly that they've been a very affordable brand and easy to get involved in racing. And up in the North Island with the Suzuki Series, of course, we've had at times over 20 of them in a race, which is awesome. And I'm sure once we hit North Island rounds as well, we'll have more in this class overall. But to justify it as a class, they are all in together. Super Sport 150, and Cormac smashing them last year, but even better. When you take 2 seconds off a lap record, that is huge in motorsport, and he did that here yesterday. And look at him now breaking clear of the field, and that's even harder to break lap records when you're like that, because you haven't got anybody to push you. So he's got to be self-inspired, and I can tell you yesterday he was back to back. It was incredible, because he's doing the 300 and the 150, and as it's turned out on the program yesterday, they were literally that back-to-back races. We had him on the podium in first place with the 300 class. Bang, he was straight back out on the little 150 to do it all over again, and luckily he even had a different speech for us, so we were proud of that on the podium. So neat to see.
Oh, he is an exciting young talent for sure. The number 1. Always love to see the riders having the number 1. Defending champion and looking class at the moment. So he's through the Aeon Dipper, and that's brilliant stuff from him. Sam Guthrie still in 2nd place. We've got that battle raging on through Southern Salvage's moment. Olivia Goddard holding out Georgia Elvin there. So cool to have the Helicraft Yamaha R15 out there. And then the Gixxers, hammer and tongs. This is going to be good. Billy Fuller looks like she's got up into 5th place in the race. And first bragging rights for the Gixxers. So keep an eye on that one there, as we're going to talk about this guy most of the day today. He's double classing and had an impressive win 300 Supersport racing here yesterday. But Cormac Buchanan been selected to represent New Zealand in the Red Bull Rookies Cup for MotoGP racing in Europe this year. So can't wait to see the sky's the limit for this young man out of Invercargill, and so many good people in behind him, part of the Blue Crew Yamaha team, and interesting to see a couple of number 1 plates in the Yamaha team. So certainly setting the standard as far as the pits is concerned. This man here get used to the name, Cormac Buchanan, as we get this battle raging on. The Gixxers are going at it. There's less than 1/100th of a second, 9 1/1000ths of a second there in that battle there. That's less than a half a front wheel. Billy Fuller just ahead of Hamish Boyd, but nothing in as they go into turn one. Oliver Wright there within a 10th of a second off that as well. So the Gixxers three-way fight going off at the moment. We've got Cormac Buchanan ahead of Samuel Guthrie, Olivia Goddard and Georgia Alvin. That's our Yamahas out there, 1, 2, 3 and 4. In 5th place, Billy Fuller with Hamish Boyd and Oliver Wright. That's your 7 out on track at the moment. And this is going to be cool. See this one here through the Christchurch Casino Carousel. Beautiful sweeping right-hander, often referred to as nanas, because you can't get on the gas. You've got to be patient and wait, and then fire it out of there. And this is cool to watch. So beautiful day here. Crowd coming in as well. Big welcome to everyone on the banks. Motorsports alive in New Zealand, and this is brilliant stuff. So Cormac Buchanan leads this one. Samuel Guthrie in 2nd place, 7.4 seconds, and he's already into the 158. So 158.575. So he's just a little way off his lap record from last year, but those tyres will be getting up to temperature, and we'll see what happens when we go lap record hunting with Cormac Buchanan at the front at the moment.
All right, Brad, an opportunity. I want to do this. I'll do the flag marshal shortly, but I want to talk about our crash crew here, because these are volunteers and all-round cool people. So Ruapuna Motorsport Rescue are the crew that we've got here. The IV, proudly supplied by MTF Finance. It's the intervention vehicle. They call it the IV. It's the awesome yellow machine down here. So what that is, of course, there's a medic on board, and they follow them out on that opening lap. That's the most dramatic part of a race. You'll see that with the Alfa Romeo, for example, at World Supers. You might have picked that up. I think MotoGP have a BMW from memory. And we've got the MTF Finance celebrating 50 years of finance for Kiwis to buy their fun and love in New Zealand. And thanks for having them on board. Rescue vehicles supplied by Wasteco. 4 rescue vehicles they've given here. They're fantastic. They're everything from skip hire to street cleaning to rubbish removal and environmental disposal. So great. The rescue crew today: Aaron Smith, Connor Francis, Corey Baker, along with Grant Liggett, Jason Fraser, Steve Pay, Richard Kays, and Rob Incasell, hopefully, or name like that. Sorry if I've mispronounced that, but you get the idea. We want to mention these people by names because they're also all part of the crew. Can't do it without them. Great volunteers, Brad.
All right, the update last up around Cormac Buchanan was a 157.21, so still about 9/10ths off his lap record he set here yesterday, so getting quicker and quicker as the laps go on. He's got a 13.3 second advantage. Back to Sam Guthrie, still in 2nd place. Olivia Goddard still holding out Georgia, but there's nothing in that battle. That's going through the awesome left-hand hairpin here, the tightest corner in New Zealand motor racing. So great bit here at Ruapuna. We go back to Hamish Boyd, manages to get up into 5th place, but that is going to come down to the wire, that three-way Gixxer fight, as we see Billy Fuller and Oliver Wright there. Your top 7 in this one here. Supersport 150, they're going to have a Grand Prix race later on today. And Cormac Buchanan, odds-on favourite, surely to take that again. He won it last year in simply emphatic style. He did the Triple Crown last year, the Grand Prix, the TT, and the title. To be the first ever Supersport 150 champion, and he's carrying on his winning ways here. The man on the Blue Crew Yamaha with all the big sponsors in behind him. He'll be a big factor down at the iconic Burt Munro Challenge in his hometown of Invercargill in about a month's time. And always good to see Cormac Buchanan. Got a lovely family, and really cool to have them in New Zealand road racing, and can't wait to see where he can go when he goes to Europe. The MotoGP Red Bull rookies, going to keep an eye on him. Follow Cormac Racing on social media, and he has some good posts actually. He's for a very young man, he's got quite a good tech savvy and approachable, presentable face. So Cormac Buchanan, definitely one to follow on social media, and look out where this kid can go. He is definitely the future.
All right, an opportunity to check out our screen pair, and for those of you out there on the internet, just fabulous to see. Of course, skysportnext, proud to be doing our coverage and watching some of these races within the races, and that's what the crew are so good at doing. It's not just about Cormac Buchanan. We might have him as our feature rider, but he's just bolted. He clears out. It's a lonely race for him because he's just far superior than the rest of the competition here, which is why you can see he's a potential for this Red Bull rookies. He just throws everything at it as well, and for a class that you can be winning, it's quite often when you're that kind of elite sports person that you can can just feel yourself button off because you don't have to go that much. But he knows that he wants to push himself. He knows to be a candidate for Red Bull rookies, he's going to have to be at his top game. So he's doing that in double classing between the 150 and the 300. So superb to see. But as we can see further back, the Gixxer, it's pretty hard to pick them up because both of the brands with the Yamaha and the Suzuki actually come out dominantly in a blue livery. So it's not as if we've got a yellow and a green or a black and a white, as it were. So they're sometimes hard to pick up, and they're all in one class together. But the Gixxers in that sort of third bunch of the riders that are out there are all so close together, and that's cool to watch. And as Brad had picked up before, Billy and Hamish, 9/1000ths of a second to separate them. They've gone lap after lap after lap. These bikes are adding, slipstream is so vital, corner speed is so vital. You just can't get off the throttle. You've got to be on the throttle the whole time, and can't afford to give a millimetre to find a distance to go through there. So great to see our 150s, and I think we are there, Brad, with
white flag out, 1 lap to go on a new lap record. We've got a 155.926. Cormac Buchanan has set a new lap record. He set one yesterday and further the pace again, so he is dominant today. 1 lap to go, the white flag is out, and he has a 27.8 second lead. Back to Sam Guthrie, the young man from the Canterbury area. Great to have Sam riding up there in the top two at the moment. Olivia Goddard and Georgia Allen, that has swapped around a few times on this lap. It's an awesome battle to keep an eye on there into the turn 10 sweeper at the moment. And out down the front straight, it's back with Olivia. It was Georgia halfway through that lap, so look out for this one here. This is going to be all on. 1 lap to go for those two girls, and they're third and fourth at the moment. We've lost Oliver off our timing screens. We hope he's A-OK with his localised yellow down in turn 1, so hopefully he's A-OK. Leaving the two Gixxers to fight it out as they're nearly side by side as they cross the line, and it's back with Billy. So Billy's now up into 5th place, ahead of Hamish Boyd, but 2/100ths of a second when they cross the line. That is going to come down to the wire. So we keep an eye on this one. Cormac Buchanan is just into the Southern Salvage S's at the moment. He's been dominant today, 27.8 second lead when they cross the line, and a new lap record. So 155.9. He's still got this lap as well, so he might even better that again. He's been getting faster and faster every lap. And the checkered flag ready and waiting. Good job from Sam Guthrie. We'll talk about Sam quite a bit as well, because he is another one of the young men from Motorcycling Canterbury doing great things. Just 14 years of age from Rolleston, and it's awesome to have the full family in the racetrack as well. So Granddad and Dad both riding, a little bro at the lunchtime demonstration as well. But down the front straight we go. The checkered flag is waving, and the number 1 takes another win here. So 2 from 2 so far. Cormac Buchanan doesn't improve on the lap record, so a 155.926, that'll stand as a new Supersport 150 lap record, and takes the maximum points. As we see Sam out of the dip and icy, and he's on his way up into turn 10. We've got the girls, Hammer and Tongs, and Southern Salvage as well. This is going to be brilliant. Olivia and Georgia having a look up the inside, not quite close enough. We've also got Hamish and Billy. They are inseparable. They're coming out of the Christchurch Casino Carousel at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on these two battles. There's Sam crossing the line. He's going to take 2nd place. It's a good effort from Sam. And his quickest lap time there, a 2:03.5, so he's consistent pace, very good stuff. But this one here, the girls coming out of the final corner. There's nothing in it at the moment. It's still with Olivia, but George is going to pull up alongside. It's all about slipstreaming and racecraft on these smaller horsepowered machines, but I think it's going to go with the number 39, the Race Supplies machine. Just going to hang on. The 17 is going to have to settle for 4, so Olivia Goddard gets there ahead of Georgia Alvin. On the Helicraft Yamaha R15. Brilliant stuff. And then the Gixxer fight is going through turn 10 at the moment. It is at the moment with Hamish, but it's all about the slipstream. Can Billy get in behind and pull up alongside? It's a decent long front straight here at Ruapuna. Superbikes get well over 270 kilometres an hour when they cross the line here. So there we go. It's going to stay with Hamish. The 35 just gets there by 3/100ths of a second. So less than half a bike length in it. And Billy Fuller has to settle for 6th. With Oliver Wright, the DNF there. So that's the Supersport 150, race 2 for the weekend in the books. Cormac Buchanan wins over Samuel Guthrie. Olivia Goddard's going to get the final place on the podium, ahead of Georgia Alvin, and then go back to Hamish Boyd and Billy Fuller. There it is for Supersport 150 racing, and phenomenal start to the day. Track temperatures looking at about the mid-30s into the 40s, so optimum temperature at the moment. We've got plenty of action coming up. We've got the sidecars up next for a 10-lapper. We've got 250 production, the support racing for the weekend, and then the big one, 15-lap Superbike race. Can't wait for that one there. So we've got the Mechanic House sponsored Supersport 150 podium in the minute, but Cormac Buchanan in a class of his own out there at the moment. New lap record as well, a 155.926, and just goes on to show how talented this young man is. We'll cross the Neil. He's got the Supersport 150 podium.
Well, good morning. Our first podium here for our 2021 NZSBK day number 2 and round 2 of racing 1 yesterday. We're going to do 2 today. Look at the smile on this lady's face. Olivia, congratulations. How does that feel?
It was incredible. I had to work so hard for that.
Indeed, Georgia yesterday seemed to be able to be a bit of a newcomer and come along and steal the light. You knew she was the lady to chase?
Yeah, we've been riding a bit in the off-season together, so I knew that she would be my main rival.
Right, indeed. You can tell Josh now that you're better than he is?
Yeah, he didn't even show up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how hard's that? So what a brother. But hey, this means a lot to you?
Yeah, it means a lot to me because Dad's been encouraging me all season, all my career, and I thank him so much for everything he's done, and he's incredible.
Well done, well done. Great story. Yeah, everybody applauding it. Isn't it marvellous? Pretty darn cool. The ladies fighting it out. Well, in the first part of the race, well done, Sam. You were keeping up with Cormac. Can you try a little bit more and get in there?
Yeah, I was trying to catch up to him, but my front was twitching around the hairpin, but I tried my hardest and been trying to get fast all season. So thanks to Mum, Dad and Kevin for the bike. So yeah, thank you.
Right, indeed. Hey, from a racing point of view, does that give you more confidence each time you go into? You know you can hang with Cormac more and more?
Yeah, if I keep pushing, yeah, I can. But I just need to improve my lap times first, then I'll see if I can. Yeah.
Well done. Great philosophy, great philosophy. Look at the age of all of these pilots along here, folks. This man's still too young to have a licence to ride on the streets, let alone you can teach all the world how to race on a motorcycle. So, Cormac, how's the first race today?
Yeah, you know, the track's a bit cold, so we're all taking it easy. Still got a lap record, so I'm really, really happy. And, you know, to do such well on the 150 just shows how hard I've been working. And all my career, you know, it's been pretty hard, but, you know, we're here right now, and that's the main thing. And just got to give my hat off to Yamaha for everything that they've done. Mum, Dad, Steve Bagshaw, everyone that's helped behind the scenes, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Beautiful words and very grateful indeed. What a cool young... Look at this trio. Aren't they awesome? This is the future of our sport right here, folks. And we're loving it. Courtesy of Pirelli. Power is nothing without control. Aon Insurance Brokers and, of course, skysportnext. Coming to you loud, and proud all around the world. Stay with us for more 2021 NZSBK. Bring it on.